Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be Don't Get Lazy with Your Money. Don't get lazy with it. Now, in a previous video, I talked about don't get sloppy with your money, right? And that's where you get comfortable with money sometimes, right? Sometimes you accumulate a little bit more money in your life. Maybe it's a bonus, a raise, promotion, and or you've lowered your expenses in your life, right? And when that happens, you start to not appreciate money anymore. You get comfortable with it, right? And in my previous video, I talked about being sloppy with your money, right? You overspend, you don't pay attention to it. Well, there's another way to lose your money, and that's being lazy. Now, there's lots of ways to do this these days, right? Entrepreneurs and big businesses, they're always looking for ways to get your money when you're lazy, okay? Now, what are some ways in which this can happen? Well, let's talk about a few examples. How about Uber Eats, right? That's a real lazy way to spend your money, to pay a premium for food, right? You have someone go out and go get your food. What's another way? How about, you guys ever heard of Shipt or Instacart, I think is what it's called? It's where somebody goes out and they do your shopping or your grocery shopping, right? That's another way. What's another way? Well, what about services that you might use for your house? Let's say mowing the lawn, right? Lawn service, that could be one. Leaf and rake cleanup, you know, that kind of thing. Clean up your leaves, that's another one. Cleaning your house, right? House cleaners, that's a big one. Honestly, that a lot of people use that. You know, there's lots of other services like that. Now, you know, I say that you shouldn't be lazy with your money, but the problem is that the older you get, typically you're going to have to start using some of these services. You know, for example, landscaping, as you get older, you may not be able to do that stuff because physically maybe you have some problems, right? So be aware of that. Is that this video, it may sound kind of mean, but it really isn't. It's all about, you know, if you're able to do something, stop and don't be lazy with it and don't spend your money on it, okay? I'll give you an example. So, well, I'll give you my real life example basically. Is in 2018, my wife and I were having our second child. We had a 4-year-old at the time. We were going to have another kid, right? And my expenses had been very low. And I had talked about how I had been sloppy with money previously, okay? And, you know, I still had a fairly high income with low expenses. So when we had the second baby, we decided we wanted to get house cleaners, okay? You know, because time is an important factor you got to consider as well. You know, how much is your time worth? And we felt that our time was worth more than what it would take to clean our house. You know, so we ended up doing it, and we ended up spending probably, it was $125 every 2 weeks. We had cleaners come in. Don't get me wrong, it was a nice luxury to have, but it was $125 every 2 weeks. And I think we did this for about 2 years up until the pandemic hit, right? March of 2020. We all remember that. And obviously at that point, we had let them go. And ever since, I've even gotten a bigger house. I don't even want to get cleaners, to be honest. I do not want that luxury because I feel like it's me being lazy and not appreciative of my money, okay? So let's review that though. For 2 years, at $125, that equates to around $6,500 in after-tax money that I spent on these cleaners. You know, you know, they did an okay job and all that. They saved us some time, you know, when we had little babies and all that, you know, that's good. But honestly, it was really just me being lazy. You know, I should have just stepped up and cleaned the house, right? But I didn't, and I spent that money. And if I would have just put that money in the S&P 500, I'd be sitting on an extra $12,000. You know, from March of 2020, it's doubled since there. If I would have bought the lows, because I was trading then too. I was trading in March of 2020 when that stock market crashed 20% or 25%, whatever it was, in like 2 weeks, right? I could have bought the lows with all that accumulated cash and probably even had more, because from 2018, maybe I would have been buying the market rather than spending money on house cleaners, right? Or spending money on whatever it is that's out there. There's so many conveniences that can take your money because you get lazy, just like getting sloppy. It's the same thing, just a little different, you know? So, you know, be aware as you grow your income, as you become more successful, and if you keep your expenses low, be careful not to get lazy with your money. It's going to happen. You know, you're going to see conveniences out there in life that you want to take advantage of. Maybe it's Uber Eats, maybe it's Shipped, maybe it's house cleaners, landscaping, whatever. You see it in wealthy neighborhoods. You'll see landscapers driving all around. In my neighborhood, I see it all the time. It's just landscapers like crazy. And you got to wonder, are they really that wealthy, or are they broke and they're just spending tons of their money? You never know how much money people have, you know, because they keep using all these expensive services. Now, you know, don't get me wrong. The older you get, you are going to have to use these services, and it's not exactly being lazy. It's just you have to use them. You know, sometimes you're physically unable to do those things. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you, and hopefully you have the option to doing it yourself, right? There's even other examples of this, you know, even taking your car to a shop for like something like brake pads. I've learned how to do them myself, and it does save you a lot of money. If you can do work yourself, that saves you money as well. Now, you know, every job is different. Sometimes, you know, it's a little bit nicer to have someone do it if you don't exactly know what you're doing. But if you have the time, you know, and the knowledge to do something, it could save you a lot of money. So just be aware of that, you know, be careful, you know, don't be lazy with your money, be smart with it, be appreciative of your money. You know, we're not taught early on to appreciate money. That's not something that's taught out there. You know, most adults don't even teach their children that, but it's important, man. And I probably need to do a video just on that alone, is appreciate your money. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tip and enjoyed the video. And if you could, please take a look at my previous video. And everyone, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.